All right, we are back for another episode of Rapping Reason Podcast. I am Dr. Jeremy C. McCool.
And I'm Earl Hopkins,
and we're doing this a little different this time. This is a collab episode. What episode is this for y'all?
37 for us.
37 for us, yeah.
37, man,
37.
of 7 p.m. in Philly, man. How y'all doing, bro?
You good, man?
Great, man.
Yeah.
Great.
Good. Happy to be here with y'all, man.
Very happy to be here with
Very
y'all.
happy to be with y'all. I mean, before we even get into it, I gotta say, big shout out to y'all. Yeah, I love what y'all do. I love the dedication y'all give with the hip hop and how y'all talk about everything so eloquently. Y'all just don't go on there and be like, you know what, this is trash. This is trash. Y'all actually go on there and actually explain why y'all don't like things or why is it not for y'all. So definitely shout out to y'all for what y'all doing. And I know y'all just getting started, but I could definitely see y'all going very, very far with this. So stay at it, my fellas.
Appreciate you, bro.
Absolutely.
And man, look, one day we'll get like y'all, man. This y'all setup is different. Yeah, it's nice around here.
Yeah, a little something. A little something. Welcome to the big league.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I like
Nas
this.
and Jay on the wall behind you.
Nah, this is different, man. Dope, man. We got a lot of good stuff to cover, man. Earl, how was your weekend, man?
It was good, man, up until my phone went into the sewage. That's where I'm at with it, man. Other than that, recovering from being sick. We getting there. We getting back to full strength. But was in an Uber. My phone ricocheted off the door as I was opening it to go to like a story I had to do.
That's terrible.
Ended in the sewage, brother, man. So, we working through it, but we're here. We're standing.
I gotta say, you taking it very well, bro.
I see the pain in his eyes,
bro. If it was me that this happened to, I wouldn't have showed up. I'd be like, yo, it's done. My night's done.
You know what? We gonna record tomorrow.
That's it.
Right.
That's it.
Like, how many hours ago was this?
This was 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
You never know how lonely life is or how difficult it is in the digital age without a phone. Bro.
Facts. And let me tell
my God.
because everything is on our phone. Like, we don't think about it like in past generations. Like, this is our alarm clock.
Absolutely.
This is our calendar.
Absolutely.
This is a calculator. This is your GPS.
It's your wallet in some cases.
Yeah, for sure.
This is literally everything. No, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I see the pain in his eyes. I'm close to him, man.
Oh, you see Gerald a little bit?
I feel for my boy. He gonna let y'all know that he's cool, but
before
he
y'all
ain't look
showed
cool.
before y'all showed up, I thought y'all canceled on us, and I was just kind of like, when Scoot was like, yo, I mean, he was sick. I was like, but he dead though? I mean, he could have hit me. He could have been like, yo, bro, like, I'm still sick, bro. I can't do it. Let's reschedule. I was like, bet, but no call, no show. Like,
bro.
He's professional.
We too old to be doing the no call, no show.
Yeah, no, we would never do y'all like that.
man.
But we got to shout out, man. I love y'all show, by the way. First and foremost.
Likewise, too, bro.
Thank you, bro. And y'all missing a member, so I want to show her some love while she's not here, man.
Yeah. Shout out to G.
Shout out to G, man.
man.
We miss you, G.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. She's been a great addition to the family, bro.
Yeah.
She's been family. Let me clear that up.
Okay, y'all already knew her.
We already knew her.
Okay.
We've known her for a minute. She's been family. She's been a great addition to what we got going on.
Absolutely,
Like,
for sure.
It's just been great, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lindsay too. Lindsay always here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's
Lindsay the reason why we know Earl, man.
Yeah. She's the mama bear of this thing. You know what I mean? But she's always behind the scenes. She's very quiet. She's very quiet but loud at the same time. So I mean, if it wasn't for her, I don't think we're as far as we are now.
Absolutely.
And I don't think we've accomplished the stuff that we've accomplished without her. So definitely shout out to Lindsay.
Shout out Lindsay.
Shout out Lindsay,
Yeah.
man.
So yeah, for sure.
So let's talk about y'all team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You guys came roaring onto the scene. We peeped. So what's the machine behind Rapping Reason?
Man, us. And Brandon, man, we got, so for anybody who doesn't know who's on from y'all audience, man, I'm a professor. That's my full-time gig. And yeah, man, me and Earl are working together on a hip-hop book, man. Me and Earl met, about a year ago?
A year ago.
Yeah, man, and yeah, I always knew that I wanted to do a podcast, but I never knew who I wanted to do it with. And our conversations about hip-hop just was like, this makes sense.
Yeah.
This makes sense for us to do a podcast, man. And yeah, man, and this is our team. It's me, it's Earl, and shout out Brandon. Brandon's our intern.
Shout out Brandon.
So when y'all see these little snippets that come out and promos, that's all Brandon, man. And he helps us come up with some of the topics each week, too.
That's awesome.
Fire.
Yeah, man. But
It's tough, man. In the beginning,
It's tough,
Oh
man.
my God.
it's a lot of heavy lifting, bro.
Bro, and I'm blessed to say we have not missed a week yet, which I like with our schedules, we've made it work.
Yeah. And that's what I will say about you guys. You guys are very consistent, and in order to become one of the top podcasts or just make it in this game, consistency is key. You know, and you guys just pumping it out every week. I'm just like, yo, I ain't even watched the last episode. Y'all already talking about something else,
Already
you know?
on it, yeah.
And I was just like, damn, like, so it's definitely dope watching y'all just pump the shit out. And even if, you know, people don't watch it, it's like my old thing, and I always tell Scooter all the time, like, bro, you gotta just be annoying with it. Just keep pumping and keep putting it out, so people be like, you know what? I keep seeing this coming up. You know what? Yeah. Let me check into this. Let me see what's going on here, and that's how it starts.
100%.
And you know what? It's once you actually do it, it's a different dynamic. So even like in the classroom, I teach hip hop stuff, but I also teach a lot of the tech stuff. So I teach audio production, I teach podcasting, and all of these different things. But it's dope when you actually in it and doing it, and you're like, oh yeah, this is a lot. It's a lot of work.
It's a
man.
lot.
And I tell my students the same thing. It's like this is a job. Like to be great at anything is a job. Anything in media, tech.
It is.
You know, they looking at it like it's a side hustle, and I'm like, no, like doing anything on an entrepreneurial front is a full-time job.
For sure.
It's got to be interesting too, because like you are an educator, but for you to be learning on the spot, it's got to be like a different part of your brain.
Absolutely.
And that's really cool, man. And for your students to see you going through this, if you're that open with them, like to see you going through that phase is really cool, man.
Yeah.
Especially if they look up to you, because like I know how I looked up to people who were close in my life as educators. If I were to see them going through something, that learning in real time, that would be really inspiring for me.
Absolutely, bro. And it's dope because like they're seeing us go through all the motions. Like they seeing me sign book deals, and they seeing me do all of these different things in my career. But it's not even just that. It's good for them to be able to see, oh, he does more than just be a professor, so I can do more. Yeah. Oh, I can do this and do this. You know, you know, we're no longer in the age in most fields where you can just do one job and be extremely successful. Like we're just not at that time anymore, especially not in media.
Yeah,
I don't know too many successful people in media who only do one thing.
Man,
right?
I tell people this all the time, bro.
It's definitely tough. Like you can't just wear one hat. You have to have multiple hats in order to make it. Just, you know, especially in media, just regular life now, man.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you can't just have your regular day job and think like, you know what, this is just gonna get me until I'm 65.
Right. We're not at that age no more.
We're not at that age where you just I'm just gonna work myself up the ladder and you know, you got to have some other things going on. Yeah. And to be honest, it's the most, because I do consulting too, and I think it's one of the most like vulnerable positions to put yourself in is to only have a job.
Absolutely.
For sure.
If there's no other way you can generate income other than one specific job, it's a very vulnerable spot to be in, because you get fired, then what? You know,
what are you gonna do?
You putting your life in somebody else's hands fully, and so I've always been preached, you know, entrepreneurship too.
For sure.
Crazy.
For sure.
You rely on somebody to feed you, man. Like,
True.
It's real shit. Like it's cliche. We don't gotta get too deep into it. But
Yeah, though.
It's real, bro.
It's real.
It's real stuff, man.
And when me and McCool are doing like speaking engagements too, like that's what we tell the students, like, or aspiring media professionals, is like, yo, you gotta have your hands in multiple pots. Otherwise, like you'll be at a dead end. Especially when with me, I do print journalism. That's been kind of on a downward spiral. So
we talked about it.
Yeah, even with me, it's like, okay, I need to figure out other ways to like get my voice out there or to tell different stories, because otherwise I'll be in a position I want to be in. So
and people and I was the same way. I was a radio personality, you know what I mean, and I was watching radio die as I was entering radio. Like I'm watching
entering radio.
I was entering radio. I went to school for broadcast journalism. I did college radio during the drill movement and in Chicago, and like the whole nine. I did a morning show, and as I'm there, I'm like, oh, I'm watching this. This is changing drastically. Yeah. You know,
that's crazy, because Chief Keef they call the Godfather, right? And to enter it while it's dying from a place that it started, or like it was, you know, that's got to be a crazy mind.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. It was a lot of entering into radio in when did I go to college? 2011. So first started my freshman year with a college radio show, and drill started the same year. It was my freshman, sophomore year.
Bubbling,
yeah. So they were coming down. Like Lil Durk and them performed at our school. Like they when they were first starting, Durk, G Herbo, all of that. Like they were performing at the local little skating rink near campus. During and it was students booking them.
Yeah,
it was students getting a few grand to bring them down to campus to perform.
That's wild. That's wild to think of. But that's the way it is, man. Like you never know where it's gonna go, where it's gonna end up. Like you start somewhere so small and so insignificant,
right?
And then you just flourish into something, something crazy like that. It's but that's just life.
Yeah, man, it's life, and like we all know, media is just changing, man. Like print journalism, like all this stuff without having an internet presence or a digital footprint. It puts a cap on what you can do. So,
for sure.
Man.
You said 2011. In 2010, I wrote a paper on how newspapers were dying, and then it got into print. Mm-hmm. Now print is dying.
Yeah,
it's only been 14 years, and like this is how fast things are evolving.
They're evolving.
So if you don't have that extra, that supplementary stuff, you're going to get left behind, man.
Absolutely. And I advise my campus's radio station, and that's one of the reasons why they've evolved, and now they have a podcast studio there, and they're doing more than just...
how fast podcasts have,
skyrocketed.
Yeah. Now we're here.
Now we're here.
Now here we are.
Until the next thing comes to us.
And the beautiful thing is we're all here with careers outside of podcasting.
Absolutely.
And doing this also, which is dope.
Yeah. Cool. And we all black.
And black men, man. Right. I've been seeing all this stuff online talking about y'all need to take these men microphones. Nah.
Because you know what? Because I understand when they say they need to take these men microphones, because a lot of these people out here are just on just the mic, just talking nonsense. I mean, nothing with any substance, nothing with anything behind it. One thing I would say with both of our podcasts, we're talking about things that matter. We're talking about things that are happening. Mm-hmm. We're talking about things that people actually care about. You know what I'm saying? We're not offending anybody. We're not harming anybody. We're uplifting people.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? We're bringing positivity into our communities. I think people like us and podcasts like us deserve a space in this community. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's always sad to me because I always see all these other podcasts and they talking about a bunch of nonsense, a bunch of negativity, bringing down people, like just talking, slandering and this and that. And they're the ones who get the biggest ratings.
Right.
Absolutely.
And it's always wild to me, but that's just the world we live in. So I do think the people that do need the microphones taken away, it ain't us.
Oh, absolutely.
It ain't us.
It ain't us. And you know what?
It
People are attracted to chaos, man. It's the same reason why reality TV is continuing to prosper. You know what I mean? It's people are attracted to chaos.
Be attracted to positivity. Maybe that'll
You know what I'm saying?
maybe that'll bring some positivity in your life. Be attracted to that. You know what I'm saying? You ever thought about that? I digress.
Right. Now, look. 5 minutes later, we get real negative about some artists.
Oh no, we gonna get real about these rap albums.
We really are.
Ain't so. But yeah,
let's get into it, y'all, man.
Let's get into it. All right, before we get to rap, man, we got to talk about a big cultural moment.
For sure.
Jamie Foxx, stand up, man. Y'all check it out.
Yes.
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't finished it.
You ain't finished it, okay?
But you got the gist of it.
I got the gist of it. Yeah, I got the gist of it.
But my question: Did you not finish, or you couldn't finish?
Or did you go to sleep?
Oh no, I had to go.
Okay. All
right. You was on the move.
Yeah, I was on the move.
Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't like I'm turning this off because I don't like it.
No.
Okay.
It was I had to dip.
Yeah.
Okay,
I was actually here.
Yeah, he was here with me. We started watching it together.
It started getting late.
Yeah.
We was like doing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, and I'll say this though, like it's number one, it's good. I think we can all agree it's just good seeing Jamie.
Absolutely.
It's just good seeing Jamie because that was a scary moment for all of us, bro.
Yeah, and it was unknown for a while. Everybody like they weren't reporting what was happening, so people were just like, "Is he alive?"
They kept that tight lipped, bro.
did.
And respect to his family for doing
Absolutely.
that.
And to be honest,
you know?
it's none of our business.
It's really not.
Yeah,
I think that's the most important part.
Yeah.
It's really not. I enjoyed it because the main thing I enjoyed about it, it just goes to show you, and people get to really see, like, these celebrities are human.
right.
Yes.
They're just like us. And it all doesn't matter how much money you have, how much status you have, how many connections you have. When you get sick and you going through something, you gonna go through it.
Absolutely.
It's not up to us. It's up to the man up there or whoever you believe in. It's up to that person, and it just shows you. And I think that's the part that I got out of it. It's kind of like, yo, this man, he's one of the biggest artists, actors, whatever you want to call him,
everything, yeah,
in the world.
Man, talented.
And
one of the most talented entertainers, period. Ever.
Right. And he was getting ready to lose his life like this. And there was nothing he can do about it.
He said he don't remember 20 days.
20 days.
Right. That's a long time.
Absolutely.
So that's the biggest thing I got out of it. Yeah. It wasn't so much of a stand-up to me.
It really wasn't.
It had its funny moments or so, but I don't think that's what he was really looking for. No. I think he was just looking just to talk and explain what was going on. And I think he did a really good job at that.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it was. I didn't look at it as a stand-up. I think that Dave Chappelle has really made it where these don't necessarily have to be. I can give a lecture up here, right? Yeah. And I can put some jokes and weave some jokes in between. But you're here to hear me speak about something serious.
Correct.
And I think that he's kind of changed that, and I think Jamie Foxx kind of picked up on that. But I think Jamie Foxx's was dope because he was able to add in a musical component.
Yeah, right?
But like the fact, I always say I think that Jamie Foxx is probably one of the most talented people ever, and I say that because he does stand up well. He does his singing is well. His album was fire.
Oh, absolutely, for sure.
Amazing album. Does acting great. Phenomenal actor. You know what I mean? Sure. Like everything, all of these different elements, he's great at. You know what I mean? So I think that he's a one-of-one talent when it comes to that. And I thought it was dope. I think it was cool that he got to display all of these different facets. He got to do the serious stuff. He got to, crack some jokes in between. He got to put the music in there. So I thought it was cool. If you're going into it looking for a traditional stand-up and just to sit up there and laugh and you're not getting that.
Yeah.
This is like church with a couple jokes in it. His daughter who played the guitar, and I thought that was a beautiful moment, man. I thought
Jamie's cool, man.
Yeah, I loved it, man. I thought it was cool. I think that, like I said, if you're going into it, you're not getting the Cat Williams. You're not getting old Jamie Foxx. Like this is not that.
No, not at all, not at all.
And if you're not a believer, you might want to skip this one too. There's a lot of God. There's a lot of faith.
There's a lot of God. But when you go through something like that, you got to believe in something.
You have
to.
You have to. You're going to believe in something. And I feel like when you go through something traumatic like that, that's when you really tap into your faith. That's when you really tap into whoever you believe in.
Absolutely.
You're like, yo, the only reason I'm here is because of that.
Because there's no other way.
There's no other way. No other way. And I feel like a lot of, and I think all of us are guilty of it. I mean, I wouldn't say all of us, but a lot of people are guilty of it. They idolize these artists and these people, and they think they're superhuman. Yeah. For me, watching that just goes to show you that they're not superhuman. Right. They breathe the same air we do. They bleed the same way we do. They get hurt the same way we do, and they pass away the same way we do. So it just goes to show you that, yo, man, live your life and stop idolizing these people so much.
Absolutely. And you know what will take you out of that mindset? All of us has spent a decent amount of time in California and New York.
Yeah.
You'll quickly realize there, LA was a wake-up call for me because you'll see your favorite actor out there struggling down bad. You'll see an actor from a movie on the street on drugs. You'll be like, ain't that such and such from that TV? These are regular people who have regular problems. You know what I mean? They just happen to be known because they work in media. 100%. They're not,
for sure. And that's why they kept it. That's why I think they kept it so tight-lipped because, the man is sick. They're going to go in there taking pictures when he's when he's in a vulnerable spot and all that, and they're going to be on the tabloids. They're going to be at your local grocery store when you go to the checkout. Like, come on, bro. Like, it just, and I think that's why people keep it so tight-lipped. But
and I got to shout out to the nurses and doctors and everybody out there for not being the weirdo to take the pictures and to do any of that goofy stuff that they could have done.
That money to give you the inside scoop.
Absolutely, they could have easily been like, I got a picture of it. Here's TMZ. You know what I mean?
Absolutely,
easily. So the fact that they stay solid. Shout out to the hospital
big.
in Atlanta.
That's big.
Absolutely,
it's just
man.
good seeing vulnerability in that type of way. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm glad Jamie showed it. It's just good to see him be him. You know what I mean? Like, he's doing the, jabs about Diddy. You know what I'm saying? The oil jokes. But then he's also on the piano. You know what I mean? So it's good to see
beef.
him.
He has a beef with Diddy, though.
He
clearly has a beef with Diddy, though.
I didn't expect him to have that much smoke for him.
That much, though?
And I'm going to be honest, man. this is not in defense. I want to be very clear. This is not. You got to give disclaimers.
Yeah,
for sure.
I am just not a fan of kicking people when they're down.
Absolutely.
Especially if you know them in real life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's just. You know what I mean? It's cheap shots. You know what I mean? Especially when y'all have actually been and there's pictures of y'all together and y'all out and about.
There's
you know
stories
what I mean?
that he's told about those spots.
But that's why I think there's a real beef there. You know what I'm saying? Because
there might be real smoke.
If you my man, if you my man, and I know you down or whatever, I'm not gonna throw jabs at you. No matter if I'm a comedian or whatever, I'm not, because we really homies. I'm not gonna do that. So that's why I think the only reason you poke fun at him
it's because there's a real problem.
There's a real problem there. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm not gonna address it, but I'm gonna make some funny out of it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think of it. But
what do you think their problem is?
listen, man.
I want to know what the beef is over.
This ain't the show for it, bro.
Hold on, this is turning the gossip around.
Right.
Okay, we got to bring up something music related.
Right.
Let's get into something rap.
Let's
All
do
right.
it.
Spotify rapper. Are y'all Spotify Apple people? What y'all do?
I'm a Spotify homie.
Everybody Spotify?
Yeah, I'm Spotify out.
Okay, perfect.
I can't do the Apple layout. It's just it's weird. It's weird. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Spotify is better.
Yeah,
Like,
it's easier to find the artists. It's easier. I mean, the suggestions is better. The whole layout for me is just better.
I think me and Earl probably on the same page with this one though.
Yeah.
Well, with the rap?
Yeah, with the raps.
Oh, Taylor Swift?
Oh, that's crazy. This is hip hop treason, bro.
Hip hop treason.
Hip-hop treason. Okay, Uzi.
Oh, nah.
No.
I'm not mad at that, but nah.
Okay.
I'm not doing Uzi.
Nah.
Okay, so that's not on the top 5.
Nah.
I love Philly. Nah, I'm not doing Uzi.
Yeah. All right.
So
started?
what are we doing?
What y'all want to do first?
I say do the rap. So like, who, as far as your top artists, who occupy the top 5 artists in you all's rap list?
Earl, you got yours ready to go? Who's yours?
I got mine. So
What it look like?
my top artist, unsurprisingly, is Kendrick. It was Kendrick this year. It's pretty much Kendrick. Kendrick's in my top 5. I'm not one of those Kendrick fans that's like, oh, I always had him at my top spot. Like, I'm not that guy. But this year he was. And then second, I want to say it was Smino. I'm a huge Smino fan. If you listen to the pod, you know I rock with Smino.
Okay. Respect me.
Third is Larry June. Fourth, it's escaping me. But I know fifth was a standout. It was a rapper named Ian. He's like borderline like a meme rapper. Like, white kid raps over like 2012 Chief Keef beats. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. What kind of bag was you in 2024?
Listen, this is my beef with the Spotify joint because I feel like the numbers are kind of convoluted a little bit because there's no way I listen to him more than I listen to other artists. But
there's one on mine that's convoluted. I feel like
you feel me? Like it's a little I don't know.
We got a couple of the same ones. So my number 1 was Kendrick. You know what I mean? Kendrick's usually in my top 5 one. You know what I mean? Kendrick for sure. You know what I mean? Especially this year. It was I already knew that was gonna be one of them. Yeah. Second was Larry June. Larry June is somebody I ride around.
Good job, Larry.
Yeah. It was dang, mine was real West Coast now that I think about it. La Russell was in mine.
La Russell, baby.
Russell, wow, that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I rock with Russell. I rock with La Russell.
I like La Russell, man. He got a couple songs that I really, really rocked with this year. So I feel like that's how he worked his way up in there.
Okay. I actually got a picture with him. I went to one of his. I actually,
one of the backyard shows?
No, he came to Philly. He came to Philly the one time. We were supposed to go, and you bailed on me.
Had to go to LA.
He bailed on me. He was like, hit me up last minute, like, I ain't gonna make it. Yeah, good. Have fun at the show. I went to one of his live show, and you know what? It was fire. It was really fire. He had a dude that had I think it was a violin or something like that, and he came through and he killed it. He killed it.
Fire.
Different, bro.
Yeah.
And I like that he has this program where you can actually own pieces because I've actually I own pieces of some of the songs that I like of his, which I think is dope that you can actually buy pieces of his masters for songs that you like. So you can hit him out and be like, hey, I really love this song for whatever reason. I want to buy 5% of the song, and you can negotiate what that price is going to be, and you actually monthly receive a check based on whatever the royalties of that song.
That's actually pretty fire. That's game changing.
Yeah,
game changing.
But I like his marketed scheme. He's very different. He's taking the independent route. I'm sure labels is definitely threw money at him, but he's just kind of like, nah, I'm going to do it my way, and he does his own thing, and I love it, man. I went to his show. He showed love. He comes down. He speaks with people. He takes pictures with you.
Nice.
He shows genuine love, and then when he's performing, he doesn't just only perform on stage. He'll come out in the middle of the crowd and just starts rapping. I mean, and I'm just kind of like, and then it's not like he's performing his songs that he normally performs. He'll just be freestyling. He'll just be going off the top, and I'm just kind of like, yo, this is fire. It's different.
It's different, bro. So he this is his first time being in my wrap up that I've seen. So yeah, shout out him. My fourth was JID.
Love JID.
Love JID, man. JID just had a lot of music that I really rocked with this year. So, and I think JID is one of the best lyricists of this generation. You know what I mean? It's
generational.
In the last 10 years, they're one of the best lyricists for sure. Yeah. Hold on, Earl. Hold on. You disagree?
Nah, I was just like, that was big. A generation?
Oh, this generation. Well,
this era.
Gen Z, what they Gen Z?
Because he's relatively a new artist, so yeah.
But the crazy thing is, he's not really that new now that I think about it.
And he's like 30,
he's been out for a minute. I think he's
like
just
32.
now getting bigger.
The album that set me off or got me hooked was Radar, right?
Yeah.
That's the one that got me hooked. Because, you see him on features and everything, but, I wasn't really locked in. I knew he could rap, but, the album, I was like, yo, this is crazy.
I think he's rapping at a high level, especially out of the current active rappers. So, yeah, he was 4. And then the 5th one shocked me. Future was 5th. And I'm not the biggest Future guy in the world. You know what I mean? But I think that,
Steve.
You know what I mean? I'm not the biggest Future guy.
I'm gonna let Mr. Cool do his cool thing.
I typically listen to people who can rap for real.
Right.
The disrespect.
The disrespect. The shame is wild.
I usually like bars and whatnot, but I know, but I do. But Future has a lot of songs that I liked on these last couple projects that he released. That went crazy. That I ended up playing a lot in my rotation, and then I like a lot of Future. Future got old stuff that I really rocked with too. Like,
hey man,
Future that DS2 was crazy.
I'm telling you,
that album,
that era. If you were outside during that time, Lord, I was in college when that came, so it was crazy.
That
that was a time.
That did something for me.
Yeah, that was a time. That was a time. That did something for me. It's crazy.
He going down memory lane right now.
Exactly. Yeah, man. But Future is never usually mine. I'm not the biggest Future guy. So yeah.
That's not a bad 5.
That's not though. That's pretty solid. It's, you know what I mean? Like, you get everything out of it.
You get a little bit of everything in there.
Yeah. What I got? All right, bet. Number one for me is number one for me is Future.
Oh, shit.
Future, my number one artist.
How you feel about that?
I love Future, man. Future. I mean, I feel Future gives you a little bit of everything. He could sing, he could rap, and I feel like he's been doing it for such a long time, to where it's like that's where you got to give that respect to him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's just not just some Atlanta rapper that just came out of nowhere, and he just been doing it, and he's performed and been on tracks with everybody's favorite artists. You know what I'm saying?
People don't know that he had a group that was in the Dungeon family. He's been around that long.
Yeah,
right.
That long.
He's been around for a long time. And just to see him still going at this pace, that shit's impressive. Number 2 for me was Drake. I mean, that's number one for
number one.
That's number one for damn near a lot of people, as I've seen online.
Yeah.
Number 3 for me was Boss.
Okay.
I don't know if
That's family.
Yeah, that's the homie. He went to high school with my cousin and a lot of my homies, and he's a fellow Queens homie also.
What?
So yeah, that's the homie though.
I didn't know he's from Queens. I did not know
Yeah.
he's from New York. Period.
Yeah. He's from Queens. He's from Queens. Big
We
Queens.
went to go see Boss at the
Yeah.
TLA this year.
Yeah.
Fire show.
Yeah.
He put on a fire show.
Yeah, we went to his show. He had sent us tickets to go to the show, whatever. We pulled up to the show. The show was fire.
Man.
Fire show.
Fire, bro.
So
Dreamville got some nice people in that campus.
Yeah, for sure. And for me, the reason I bang with Boss because it's not like I listen to him because he's my homie. I listen to him because he talks about a lot of stuff that you feel that you're going through. You know what I'm saying? And it hits close to home for me, and I can relate to it. And I think that's a lot of things. A lot of times people listen to artists because they can relate to it. So I think that's why he's number 3 for me. Number 4. It's Metro Boomin, but it's really Future.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You double down on the Future.
Yeah, you double down on the Future.
But at the end of the day,
that's the Future project.
It is a Future project. You know what I'm saying? So number 4 for me is Metro Boomin, and then number 5 is Gunna.
Gunna, okay. I'm not mad at that.
Oh, you a young bull.
I'm not
a young bull.
Now Gunna has some heat out though.
Gunna has some heat, and I feel like he drops music every so often, and it's dope. I like his melodies. He's not just like your regular artist. Like for me, I felt like it was Gunna and Lil Baby. They kind of like were like 1A, 1B, but I felt like after a while you started to see like Gunna kept going.
I agree.
And like I feel like when you watch his videos, it's a little different because I'm a big video guy. I watch his videos. His videos are very dope. You know what I mean? And the way he raps and he sings, I feel like he just kept going, and especially after all the nonsense that went on.
Yeah.
He came out and he did something that a lot of artists don't do, and he had to do it because he didn't have a choice. He came out with an album and he had no features.
He low-key kept YSL.
You mean he came out with an album after the whole thing with YSL, where all of them were locked up. He had them on his back.
Yeah,
meanwhile, none of them was messing with him.
And he kept the lights on.
And it came biggest project he had. I believe he had like damn near the song of the year.
Man, let me tell you, that song lived in my head rent free all year.
All year. Man. Yeah.
My little 2-year-old niece was
Yeah. You couldn't get that song out of your head, and I felt like he deserved, and I feel like he doesn't get enough credit that he should get, because he not only he did something as an artist that hasn't been done, but he did it under the circumstances he had to do it in, with everybody calling him a snitch. Nobody doing any beats with him. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Turbo, man.
Yeah,
because Turbo held it down.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's what goes to show you, like, yo, dog, like when you have a real friend, a real homie that don't care about none of the noise going on, we just gonna make this music. We just gonna do this, regardless of the fact they had no idea. To them, they probably thought, yo, it's a rap. We're just gonna throw this out there and see what happens. And it happened. You know what I'm saying? So for me, he's number 5 on this list because I haven't really I listen to a lot of different artists, but I haven't listened to him as much as I used to. But Gunna is one of my favorite artists.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, what you got, Scoop? What's your
What's it looking like?
Kendrick, my number 1. Y'all will never guess who my number 2 is.
Ooh.
St. John.
Okay, I'm not mad at that.
You know what? There was a summer where I listened to a lot of St. John. I don't know. It was a few years ago. I remember. Yeah, he had a run.
He got
new stuff out, or you just listen to those?
Old shit.
Oh, okay.
I ain't gonna hold you though. Like, I haven't listened to a ton of music this year. Like, I've been on podcasts heavy, podcasts and audiobooks heavy. Number 3 was a surprise for me. Future is my number 3.
Okay.
I fuck with Future,
of course.
56 nights, bro.
I'm telling you, bro. Future really, like, he gets the job done. But go ahead.
All right.
Continue.
Number 4, Travis Scott.
Of course.
Okay.
Travis Scott, but it's not new Travis. I did go to the Travis Scott show at SoFi this year.
Yeah. Oh, at SoFi you went.
Fire.
That probably ramped it up on yours.
Ramped it for sure, but yo, that venue is so beautiful, y'all. You gotta go.
I gotta check it out.
Whether it be a football game, whether it be a concert, whether it be a fucking drive-by, go see that shit. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. Although the sound system is not the greatest for concerts.
Oh, really?
It's not.
Because is it open? Like it's
open, and like I guess when they built it, like the sound is it's just not that great. Like Tizo opened for Travis, and you know Tizo is.
I love Tizo.
Tizo is like he's going to bring it.
Yeah.
And
Rockstar level.
It didn't do exactly. It didn't do it.
I'm still asleep on Tizo. Should I check it
I've
out?
never
Should I-
really,
You will
I've
not
never
like
really.
him, sir.
You won't like it. You won't like him
I
either.
know
I wouldn't like him either.
But I think you would respect him.
Yeah.
his artistry. Yeah.
Okay.
Tizo is.
I mean, I'm willing to give everybody a chance.
Yo, his live show,
Yeah.
he had nails out the guitar,
You
bro.
got 2 songs with me.
Tizo
Yeah,
is
facts.
crazy.
You got
Two songs.
3 tops, and then that's it. I'm.
You get 2
Nah, y'all-
songs. You get 2 songs with
If
me.
you had a
You wouldn't
frisbee,
like
I'm
him.
a frisbee that drink. Yeah,
you only
CD, I'm
get
a
2
frisbee that
songs?
drink right out the window,
You get
boy.
2 songs with me.
Yeah.
If I don't like either one, I'm
You'll
out.
appreciate my number 5.
What we got?
No worries.
No.
Oh,
No worries.
Knowledge
Yeah.
and Anderson .Paak.
Anderson
Oh,
.Paak.
That's we're gonna talk
Yeah.
about them later. But
Yeah.
yeah,
That's my number 5.
fire.
Yeah,
fire
that's great.
duo.
That's
It's a
great.
really interesting 5, but I knew Kendrick was going to be number 1.
Yeah.
Usually it would be like St. John would probably be number 1 or No Worries, but what Kendrick did this year was crazy.
Kendrick,
Yo,
man.
and I just remember my 4. It was V's. I don't know if y'all
Wow.
y'all listen to Detroit rap.
Sleep. I'm super
V's,
sleep.
bro. I love V's. I
The only
love
Detroit
V's.
rap you're getting out of me, Big Sean. So
Bro,
Don't do that to
T
Eminem.
Grizzly.
Don't do that to
bro,
Eminem.
only thing you getting out of me is Big Shot and T Grizzly. So
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
he gonna listen to Eminem,
I listen to
bro.
T Grizzly in the gym. I listen to T Grizzly.
Okay.
Okay.
But hold on, I'm surprised. I'm not surprised. No Cash Cobain in this group.
Oh, now you know what?
Come on,
no,
man.
I have him on my because I have my top songs.
Okay.
And so my top songs is for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so
Yeah,
that was that.
I
That's
was waiting on
That's
that.
number 2 on my top songs.
He had a song I like this year, but that sound ain't for me though.
Exactly.
I
I'm the
actually
same way.
like it.
I
I
like
like
it,
it.
though.
The
I like
sexy
it.
drill.
I don't even like those
Yeah.
2 words being together.
But that's what they. But that's
Don't
what they
go
call
together.
it.
It don't go together.
That's what
I'd
they-
rather listen to Flea than Cash Cobain, personally.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah. Flea is a cool nigga. But yeah, that's my rap. But that's artists. What about songs? We got top 5 songs.
Yeah, we got to talk.
Yeah. What's
Let's fly through this though. Let's fly through this.
Let me tell you, mine is crazy, and it's the top 3 is all Drake diss tracks, which is crazy. When I looked at it, I say I'm not gonna lie, man. I said if somebody steals my Spotify, it look like I hate Drake for real, and I don't. But it's just had a cookie crumble this year.
Yeah.
It was too fire. I had to keep playing them back. Euphoria is the one.
Yeah.
Not Like Us is 2. Like That is 2.
Yo, that's exactly
That's wild.
Yo, you can't make this up.
No, that's crazy.
This is terrible.
The same time.
This is terrible.
The same
I'm
time.
looking to the camera right now. This is terrible.
No,
That's my top 3 too.
That was that's crazy. No, 4th is actually shocking. It's gonna shock you. I know it's gonna shock you. It's a Kevin Gates song.
Oh wow.
It's called Ceremony. I just love the song.
Okay.
Yeah, it was off his last project. I just love the song. Ended up playing it a lot. 5th is actually a Lil Russell song called On My Grave.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm mad at that one, G.
yeah.
For me, my number 1 song, I have an addiction to this song, and it's from Kanye West, Late Registration, My Way Home.
Oh, I love
Okay.
that.
Yeah. I'm on my way home.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I love that song. I can listen to it maybe 1,000 times per day. It's
That's
just
a
something that does it to
Gil
me.
Scott Heron sample too, man.
It is. It is.
Lincoln University.
So I was listening to. So I heard the Kanye West, and then I heard it. I was on Instagram, and I seen where he got the sample from, and I was listening to the original, and I was like, "Oh, this is great." You know what I'm saying? So that's actually
And that's comment on it.
Yeah.
That's one of those.
Yeah.
Bill Scott went to
Yeah.
college with my mom's.
yeah. So that's my number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2 is For Sure by Cash Cobain.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then number 3 is a Boss song. It's called U-Turn.
Okay.
yeah.
It's a fire song. Number 4 is a J. Cole song. HYBE, Hide Your Bitch, Hide Your Wife, or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. And then number 5 is Cinderella by Future.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
Cinderella.
have the same
Yeah.
top 3.
Yep. Same top 3.
Euphoria, Not Like Us, Like That. But then I had Who Do You Blame, St. John, and then Colt Forever by St. John.
Okay.
I just love them Jones.
Yeah.
Like,
Which you had, Earl? You remember yours?
Well, if I had my phone, brother.
that part.
Hey, you know the crazy thing is?
Well, if I had my phone.
The crazy thing is, watch he gonna make up some songs that sound cool.
Yeah.
He gonna say some songs that sound because these are my favorite 5 songs of the year that happen to be played.
I can tell you, so my list doesn't look too far from your list, Jeremy, where it's like, okay, if it's Not Like Us probably at the top, Euphoria is probably sprinkled at 3, or Like That is probably at 5. But Smino's Polynesian, that made the list.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, if I'm not mistaken, there's no reason this should be in my top 5, bro. But Ian's Magic Johnson is in my top 5.
I gotta look up who this Ian person is, man.
I've never.
You will not like it. You will not enjoy it.
Well, tell us why you like it.
Why do you enjoy it?
Because I like that sound. I like that 2012 Keith sound. Okay, that's why it doesn't.
You Midwest. You from
Earl?
You know what I mean?
Earl be angry on the low. Like he be at the gym. Like oh man,
ready to kill something.
Yeah, right.
Yo, for real.
So did you catch Smino at Roots Picnic perform Polynesian?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. That was phenomenal, dog. He had one of my favorite performances the whole weekend. You brung up Gunna earlier. I was like, bruh, that was probably the shortest performance I've ever seen in my life.
I think what happened, he came late. He came late.
I think something else was going on with the whole shit.
Yeah, he came late, and then also they had to, and then someone passed out in the stands.
Exactly.
And then also you got to remember Wayne and the Roots were coming on, so they had to set up that stage. Yeah. So they had to set up that stage. So there was no room for him because he was on the main stage. Had he had been on the side stage, then they would have gave him because you know what, we don't have to set up for the end of the night. Yeah. So if you're on that main stage and you're the second to last, then we got to send them for the end of the night. So we have to have all the pyrotechnic and all that stuff. So they was like, "Oh, you wanna be a diva? You wanna show up at 7:45 where we gotta get done at 8? All right, go ahead, do your thing."
That sucks, bro.
Yeah,
that's
good. So, but I will say this though,
I was sad about that.
Babyface, he shut that down, bro. Like like Babyface performed either before Gunna, or a couple sets before.
Hold on. I want to be very clear. Are you talking about the rapper Babyface Ray, or are you talking about Babyface?
Babyface,
the singer,
the
R&B legend.
R&B legend.
Because Babyface going after Gunna sounds crazy. Is this on the same stage? Like, what vibe is this, bro? Like,
mixed bag.
Roots Picnic.
You're gonna get a little bit of everything.
But back to back, that's a wild transition.
It is
to go from Gunna
like that,
to Babyface on stage is a wild transition, bro.
Right.
It is a wild.
Babyface is old enough to be his grandfather.
Right. Nah, facts.
Yeah.
That's a wild transition.
Yeah.
100%.
But they should, Babyface shut it down. They didn't let no photographers or videographers in the pit. It was 3 artists the whole weekend that they didn't do it. Babyface, Andre 3000, and I forget who the third one was. You couldn't get in the pit.
Wow.
So Babyface shut it the fuck down.
I cried when I saw Andre 3000.
You said you cried when you saw Sexy Red too. You told me that.
You told me. I promise.
He said, I promise.
He was in that crowd. Hey, I love you.
I read it earlier.
I was in there. Pound town.
My booty hole, bro. I ran into Earl. He was like, "Yo, I ain't gonna hold you."
Oh my god!
Sexy Red had the best performance all weekend.
I did say that.
You said that.
Hold on, you did
say that,
bro. Her crowd was just crazy.
It was
nuts,
crazy,
bro.
Nah,
It was nuts.
It was crazy. I was actually right in the front. I think I was the one that got the footage for Sexy Red.
You got the footage, yeah.
So
I didn't see her perform.
I was right in the front, like literally right in front of her.
What it smell like?
Oh shit!
Hilarious.
Yo,
I
that's the body work.
What did that area of the stage smell like?
I'm just curious. I'm gonna go on record. I did not smell anything.
I'm just wondering what that side of the stage smelled like. That's all I asked. I just wanted to know.
I didn't smell anything, but I did cover the Sexy Red joint. It was cool. I mean, it was what the energy. She brought the energy.
The energy was crazy.
The energy was crazy.
Okay, we gotta get back to Rapping Reason, man. This is too much Sexy Red. Sexy Red has got 10 minutes of them.
No, she shut it down. No, like for real, she shut it down because we was backstage with all of them too. Like, because that's where our production little hub was. So they shut it down, bro. I ain't gonna hold.
They went crazy.
And I walked out. Yo, Earl was like, yo.
I said, I get it.
Earl had his shirt off.
That's exactly what
he was having a good time. But now, Wale had a good performance also. I enjoyed it.
I missed all them joints on that stage, man. I'm sick about that.
What was the best concert y'all went to this year?
Best concert I went to.
Usher.
Mine is Usher too.
Easy.
Hands down.
Damn, y'all went to Usher?
He's a top tier performer, bro.
You saw Usher?
Yeah. At Wells Fargo, like that
crazy.
joint was crazy. Like you ignore all the other stuff, like you'll see the women in the pit, whatever, going crazy at cherries in their mouth.
Cherries in their mouth.
You know what I mean? But like,
my girl ain't going to getting no cherries put in the mouth. Nah. Because you know what? I'm not even gonna get seats that close.
That's
also the thing.
That's also the problem. We're not going to. I'll get you a seat somewhere else close, but when it comes to the Usher concert, we back there, baby.
And I'm gonna be honest,
We're getting a speaker echo.
and to be real, it's like I paid too much money for y'all to disrespect me like this.
Crazy.
If I pay to sit in the front row, don't touch my girlfriend.
Right. Don't touch my woman. Hands to yourself.
Damn, yo.
I don't know how much those
That's
first
a
row
good
seats
question.
cost.
Yeah.
That's a good question. The best show this year?
Best show I've been to. I don't think I actually been to a lot of shows.
I actually didn't either. Now that I think about it, I think I only went to that Usher concert.
Method Man and Redman tore it down at Roots Picnic. That was fire.
Yeah.
But that
Nas
was
did too.
I think that was for me. Like I got front stage of that because because we was working it. We was working it. For me, honestly,
was really fucking cool.
At the Red.
honestly, who shut it down for me? I gotta say Wayne.
Yeah,
Wayne,
Really?
Wayne was the headliner with Roots
Oh man,
That
at
shit
the
was
Roots
fire.
Picnic,
I should have went to Roots.
and
Picnic,
Yo,
it
Roots was dope.
I
was
missed out.
it was amazing. I got front row, and it's like it made me fall in love with Wayne all over again. You know what I'm saying? It made me like the Wayne that we loved.
Yeah, man.
Watching him on stage doing that, and especially having the Roots behind him, playing it and all that. It was fire.
Man, I remember I saw Wayne perform at Summer Jam in Chicago, man, and the dopest thing about it was the fact that he really did all of the Wayne songs that he knew Chicago wanted to hear. Like he sprinkled a couple commercial ones in there, but he was doing mixtape records. Like, y'all want to hear this Drought 3, No Ceiling, dedication.
Right.
Like he was in that bag, and it was fire. Like Wayne is one of the greats, man, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Man, I gotta say, Boz turned it up, bro. Like,
Yeah.
that was a really cool.
That was
show.
a really cool show.
That was a really cool show. Like seeing Method Man and Redman was like crazy for me. Like it blew my mind. Seeing Nas blew my mind, and like Nas was this far away, Redman and Meth was this far away.
Yeah.
Like, saying about Lil Wayne, like that shit was crazy. Like,
Yeah.
Seeing Jill Scott was crazy.
Oh yeah, seeing Jill was wild,
Seeing
bro.
Andre 3000 backstage, it's just like that type of shit. Just
Yeah.
like,
Scarface. We got to see Scarface up close and personal.
Nice.
He did a great job. A. Marie. Got to see A. Marie.
Scarface is another underrated rapper, man.
Oh, absolutely. For sure.
Faces.
He's the father of a lot of this.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
He is. He definitely is. And I just feel like during that era, I mean, it was just that was a different type of era when Scarface. It was Scarface and what was it? What was the group that was in?
Oh, you talking about
Ghetto
Ghetto Boys?
Ghetto Boys. There we go. Yes, I mean the Ghetto Boys, and I remember just watching the video with the little homie punching the ground.
My mom playing tricks.
Mom playing tricks on me. Yeah. I mean, but it was dope. Definitely watching Scarface. It brought me back to my childhood. Just watching them. I mean, on the videos or whatever. So it was definitely pretty dope.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah. So I definitely got to say, Roots Picnic was probably my best because I got to see everybody, up close and personal, and being backstage with them also.
Is it different when you working it? Because I find like I can't necessarily you're in the moment, but you're not really there to enjoy it as much.
Oh man, I've learned how to be there with it. Like for me personally, like I've done a lot of concerts, so yes, I'm shooting. Yes, like I'm in the camera, but dog, like this is a monumental moment of your life. Like I've learned how to like be in both places, I guess, right? Like I can be in the camera, but I'm also like when Method Man and Redman, especially Nas, when he did Made You Look, bro.
How many costume or outfit changes did he have? That's it. Yeah, like 4, bro.
It was for me. It was my first time actually working it because Scoot was like, "Yo, I need help. Do you want to tag along?" And I was like, "Okay, cool, whatever." So it was my first time doing it. It was an experience, bro. It was kind of like
Explain, man.
it was like between like it being hot and walking to different sets and having to shoot this and like shout out to Scoop, man, because he was really general, like he was really quarterbacking the whole thing, like yo, I need you to do this, do this, boom, 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 and just kind of being in that moment and just kind of like, all right, you know what, I'm gonna shoot for this amount of time and focus, and then after that, I'm putting the camera down and I'm gonna enjoy this, because like
that's what we was all weekend.
And it was just like that, and it was kind of like. You're so close to them, you can actually touch them. You know what I'm saying? And you're backstage with them. They're walking by you, and and they looking at you like you just
And they
appear.
like, yo, what's up?
Like, yo, what up? How you? You know what I mean? So
Okay.
it's a different type of experience doing that, but you got to enjoy it though.
Yeah.
Definitely got to enjoy it.
I got to go to Roots once when I first moved down here, and I will say it was dope because that is the blackest music festival I've ever been
It is.
to. It was like a great vibe.
Right. Yeah. That's the one thing I would say to anybody that that hasn't been to Root Picnic. Definitely try it out because it's definitely number one. It's an older crowd.
Yeah,
The younger crowds that do come, they're not on that type of time to where it's violence or anything like that. Everyone's chill. Everyone's looking to have a good time. There's some great vendors there. There's I took a lot of film with people just jump roping and just I felt like a kid. Honestly, I felt like a kid
like a
being
block
there.
party.
It felt like
That's exactly what it
felt like a block.
That's
party.
exactly what it
That's
feels like.
exactly what it was, and you just got to chill. There's people with their blankets out and just chilling, laying down, having a drink, smoking, and just. There's no fights. I don't think the cops are just chilling. The paramedics are just chilling. Everybody's just chilling. So if you haven't been to a Roots Picnic, I would definitely say try it out.
Yeah,
Okay,
man.
absolutely.
It was all love, bro. It was all love.
Another thing, man, that we have to get to. Who was the rapper of the year for 2024?
Let's talk about y'all MVP.
Who was
My
the MVP, man?
All right.
Earl, you gotta start this one.
Earl, kick it off, man. What's up? Who was the
So-
MVP? Who held it down the most in 2024 in hip hop?
And so I'll say this too. I enjoyed a lot of albums this year. Like I want to give a special recognition to Cordae.
Wow.
He had an album that I didn't.
And we still got to get to our album.
Okay,
Top
all right.
album
So I'll
too.
hold off on
Yeah.
that. But I would say the MVP for me very clear. And we didn't even know he was going to drop an album really up until the very moment he did, and that's to me as Kendrick. Like
Absolutely.
what he did this year with those 3 records he was a part of, bro, is monumental. I've heard other reviewers or other folks say yo, I don't think any other rapper has had a year like this. I would argue DMX in '98 when he came out with 2 number 1 albums.
Nobody's had a year like that.
Yeah, that was different. But as far as having a year without releasing
You can
an
argue
official
50
project
too.
to that point, absolutely. But I would say still, even with it, I would say Kendrick to me was the most impactful hip hop artist of the year. Yeah, it's clear. Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with that, with MVP being there, but I have to say, I don't think anyone had a better rap album than Doechii this year.
I can't argue that.
I don't
Doechii's
think
album
anybody
is
had a
fire.
better rap album than Doechii.
Doechii's album.
Yeah.
We gonna get into the album, but Doechii's album is good. I like.
The reason Kendrick did have a great year, but the only reason Kendrick had a great year is because part of it has to do with Drake. Because hear me out before y'all give me the side eye. Hear me out. Because had he not battled one of the biggest artists there is, do we still get the same outcome? Do you still get the same looks? You know what I'm saying? So let's say
But did he not rap at a high level?
he did. I'm not saying that he didn't.
But I don't think.
But it also helped him that he's going against the boy.
But here's the thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing. This is the problem with how y'all word it. Drake fans word it a certain way. You said he got it because he battled Drake.
Right.
No, he's the one because he smoked Drake in the battle. we have to be very clear with language here.
Yeah.
It's not if he had just battled Drake and lost, he doesn't have a big year.
Yeah.
I mean, but my whole
It's because he smoked him by
And
a lot.
capitalized because we saw Pusha T in his own right dismantle him.
Exactly.
But yet we didn't say at the end of whenever that was saying
Pusha T had the
he's
best
the
year.
MVP.
No,
Yeah,
nobody said
we
Pusha T
did
had the
though.
best rap year.
But I mean, at the end of the day, you can't compare
It's how
Kendrick. You can't compare Kendrick and to Pusha T. I mean, at the end of the Kendrick is a household name.
It's how dirty he did Drake.
He did him dirty.
I mean, I don't know about him doing him dirty.
How dirty.
People, at the end of the day, everyone loves to hate Drake. Everyone loves to hate Drake. And then you know what? You know what's gonna happen? You know what's happening right now? Drake has not released any music, and I feel like music is suffering right now because
he has released music.
I think this was been the best rap year in a long time.
I digress.
There's some fire albums. This has been one of the best rap years.
We're not doing this.
Yeah. I think there's some.
We're not doing this.
I think there's finally room for some real substance.
Here we go. Here we go.
Freddie Gibbs dropped some heat.
Facts.
Yeah, man.
A lot of people dropped some heat this year.
They dropped some verses that is crazy. Yeah. He's out of the shadows.
Daylight.
Yeah.
Ra's al Ghul, bro.
It's everybody outside right now. Everybody outside.
Did Tim Curry drop the fire album? I don't know if that's in DC, but he's fire.
Did Soul drop this year?
Absol? Yeah. It's
Soul drop, right?
Court A dropped this year.
Big Sean dropped this year. I gotta listen to that. I'm good on that Sean, but I gotta listen to that Court A. I love Sean.
Yeah.
I'm good, but MVP. We on MVP, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's Kendrick. Yeah. There's no other rapper I could give it to.
And like, it's not even because of the whole Drake shit.
It's like, it's the whole rollout for me.
It's everything, man.
It's the diss records. However, it was how calculated it was, and then into this album, which is also like has a little bit of everything. It got the slow songs with the SZA. It got the club records. Like it's the whole rollout. You know, it reminds me of Pac. When Pac had the Outlaws on songs, and everybody like, who is these random people on these songs?
Absolutely.
To me, that's what it reminded me of. That. It's like I'm putting the little homies on. I'm gonna put them in position. You know what I mean? Just because I'm putting on for the city. That's what it felt like to me.
Big did it too, though.
Like, yeah, true.
Biggie did it too.
Biggie did the same thing
with Junior Mafia.
With Junior Mafia, like a lot of people do that shit.
I definitely think this album was a thank you album to LA. Due to the support and the backing that they backed this shit. They backed them crazy. You know what I mean? And they supported him, you know what I mean? And you know, when he had that concert on Juneteenth, they came out.
You talking about that funeral procession?
Here we go. I
think that's what he did.
On Juneteenth, everybody supported him. So I feel like, you know, it was a thank you album to everyone. Nice. The album was cool. Wasn't for me. You know what I mean? I enjoyed the regular Kendrick albums, not this one.
You like more of the ultra thought provoking, more complex. It was
I mean the Good Kid, Mad Cities. That's you know what I mean. I enjoy that. I enjoy all the. Even the last one, the Mr. Morales. I felt like a lot of people didn't like that album. Like that album. I mean, but I loved that.
That one wasn't actually for me the most.
I actually really enjoyed that album.
But it took me time though. It took me time to
at the first listen, I didn't really I was like, but after listening to it, I was like, oh yo, this is actually dope. And then the videos that came along with it, I was like, yo, this is fire. I mean, he's in the room, the phone is ringing, but nobody's on the phone's not plugged into to anything. You know what I'm saying? He's talking, he's rapping, if you're really listening, he's talking about something with some substance. I just, you know, a couple of songs that he does have on there.
I was like, Man in the Garden. I mean, he gave us some of that. He
does give you some of that. But for me, my favorite song on there is Luther. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if that song, the album would have came out earlier, Luther would have been one of my favorite songs on there.
Me too. I've been playing that a lot.
Crazy.
Peekaboo.
Yeah.
I love that joint.
Here he go with this peekaboo.
I love that joint.
Man.
That shit fire. I like that.
That is the worst song on the album.
And Lefty Gunplay got 4 words and it hit.
You know what though? I haven't heard it in Cali yet. I'm going to Cali next week. So when I get to hear it out, sometimes when you hear songs in the city of origin, you feel them differently.
Absolutely.
It's an entirely different vibe. So maybe I'll hear it there and I'll feel it more. But.
And I was also sad there was no Baby Keem on the album, bro.
There should have been a Baby Keem.
They should have been.
Think about that.
I love Kendrick and a Baby Keem. Like when they work together, it's great.
I'm shocked there wasn't a Baby Keem on there too.
I'm appalled. I'm thinking. I'm probably thinking like, are they beefing? Like this?
No,
cousin.
Keem might be on. Maybe Keem got an album coming out with Kendrick on at the time. I don't know.
And I heard this was just like a little prelude to what.
Yeah, people were saying it's a throwaway.
If he drops another album after this,
Imagine dropping it on Super Bowl weekend.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not. Like, at the end of the day, I'm a Drake guy. I love Drake, but I'm not a Kendrick hater. I mean, what's for me, it's for me.
Yeah.
What I don't like is why is there this divide? It feels like Trump versus America. Like, why is there this divide? Like, rap has taken us. It took us to this, yo.
Right.
It's tore our fucking group chats apart.
It's starting to be a clearer cut. It's starting to be. I gotta choose Drake or Kendrick.
You gotta choose sides.
I told my students the same thing in the hip hop class.
Sides.
Like, I had them go around and talk about who their favorite artist was. One of the students was like, Drake. Like, I'm
not gonna be ashamed.
I said, say it with some pride. Like, it's okay. It's okay to like Drake's music.
Right, because my thing is like I can't be ashamed to like Drake because at the end of the day, like that's who I listen to most of the time. Like when you go out to parties, that's what you listen to. When you chilling, you chilling with your girl, whatever, that's what you listen to. Most of the time when you listen to the Kendrick is when you got to be in a certain frame of mind to listen to most of Kendrick music because it's very like you got to really like deep thought and you mean like
it's more thought provoking.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But with Drake, it's kind of like
it's like fast food.
Yeah.
I don't like when you say it's like fast food though. Like you said to me earlier, wording means a lot.
All right, swift dining.
Right.
I'm not saying it's McDonald's. It might be Chipotle.
I'll give it Chick-fil-A.
I'll give it Chick-fil-A. That's exactly what I was thinking.
It's good though, but
Chick-fil-A
it's
got
accessible.
too good a service.
Drake makes music for every setting.
I don't feel like
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
They're gonna play it everywhere. You might go to a wedding. You might go to a birthday party. You might go to a quinceañera. I mean, you might go to a bar mitzvah. I mean, they're going to play Drake. He makes music
At
for
bar
everybody.
mitzvahs this year, they was playing not like us. At bar mitzvahs this
I
year.
don't go to none of the stuff you just named.
But I'm just saying.
You named everything but what black people call.
They're gonna play it at the club. We already know that.
Bar mitzvah.
It's fitting though. He's
I mean, but I'm just saying that's how deep it gets, though. That's how deep it
Nah,
gets.
this year they was playing that not like us.
Stop it.
They said A minor.
Have you
At the bar
ever?
mitzvah.
oh my God.
Have you ever? Okay. Is there ever a Drake song that got you through a rough patch of life?
Yes, there is.
Give it to me.
I ain't gonna hold you.
I'd like to hear it.
Shit. Took the night off for you.
That got you through a rough time.
Oh yeah.
What's that?
That's a freaky song. Why did I get you?
I'm a freaky ass nigga.
I'm saying got you through something when you was going through something in life.
For me, yes.
Okay.
It's up on my wall. My favorite album. The Ride.
The Ride.
Yeah.
What album is that?
Baby.
That's Take Care.
Oh yeah, Take Care. Yeah. Yeah, and I'll say, what's the
there's
joint
mad
off
Drake
of
songs.
if you're reading this, it's too late. The Jungle.
Yes.
I love that record. I'm not gonna lie.
So what type of hard time? Because I'm thinking about a breakup. That's a hard time.
No.
So he makes up.
That's a hard time.
Yeah. So there is it there.
I wanted to
I
know
see what you're doing, Mr. McCool.
No, he got.
I see what you're doing.
I wasn't. When I was thinking of hard time, I wasn't thinking of breakup. I was thinking about like other life stuff. But
Gotcha.
Like some real shit?
Yeah, like somebody passed away, or you going through. You know what I mean?
Oh not passed away. Not like
Not even passed away, or you know what I mean? And like just.
But I'll say this: Drake doesn't. And
Shot for You got me thinking. I listened to that when I was going through a breakup back in the day.
Own It.
Take Care.
Like Own It was my
Take
shit.
Care got some stuff on
And
there.
I mean, they're two completely different artists, but Drake
If
doesn't
you're in your
have.
sentimental bag, yes.
Drake doesn't have an
I'll be in
all-right
my
or
R&B
anything.
shit.
I don't like him, bro.
Call me Slow Jam.
I'm looking to the camera. I don't like him, bro.
When you in your feelings, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
she ain't calling you back, then that's gonna be Drake music. Yeah, for sure.
Right.
That's a hard time, Mike.
That's a hard time.
All right.
Now, what you about to say?
No, I was just saying they're two completely different artists, but you don't go to a Drake looking for, this is like you just reunited or reignited like Black Soul. You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't have an all right.
Okay,
Like
I was gonna say, all right, can y'all name any social issue Drake has ever spoken about in his music?
Zero. I can't. No.
He doesn't really do that. He doesn't do that. He stayed clear from that. But there's certain artists that just don't do that.
What other great hip hop artist hasn't done that?
I mean, what? I mean, for me, great hip hop artists. I mean,
I'm saying, like when you name like these are the legends, these are the top 10, the top 5. Like which other one of those?
Big has never did it.
I would argue
Suicidal Thoughts.
Yes, he did. Big
That's
did.
true.
Big did for sure.
Guess.
Suicidal Thoughts, Sky's the Limit.
All right.
Juicy.
Okay. All right. I guess. All right. I can't.
I'm just asking.
I don't feel like, but that doesn't. What does that mean though? Does that take away from his artistry? Does that make him less of an artist? Because he doesn't do that. Maybe he stays clear from it because he just doesn't want to. You know what I mean?
Because he doesn't care.
But you can't. And that's the point.
But I don't think he doesn't care though.
Then why wouldn't he talk about it in his art?
Because it's something that he doesn't want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Because when you do that, it brings controversy.
But if you're black, you don't have a choice.
You talking about poverty or any of that in your song? That's controversial?
I mean, what God's plan? You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't
name one lyric in there that talks about poverty.
Not poverty. I'm just talking about God's plan. I mean, it's uplifting. It's for the community. In the video, he's handing out money. You know what I'm saying, and giving out stuff to the families and all that. You know what I'm saying, like
the video.
But what more do you? Just because seeing it is better than rapping about it, this motherfucker that rap about stuff that don't never do nothing. I know what you're doing.
He's falling to the trap.
He's a professor. He's dissecting.
He's a professor.
Right.
Giving out money on camera is dope.
That was XXX's idea too, but I don't know, it's neither here nor there.
Yeah. So we also want to get into best rap albums of 2024, man. Earl, what you thinking, man?
Oh, for me, it's easy, dog. This might surprise y'all. It's Cordae, Crossroads, bro. I just feel like that was the most complete album I heard. I was teetering. I feel like the albums that I was considering maybe topping you all's list, but I was considering Tyler's Chromacopia. But I was just like, it's just not a. I think it's like a great album. I think it's a great body of work. It's great art, but I just felt like it doesn't have as much replay value for me. And I love.
Is that a rap album? My fault.
Oh yeah, no.
Is that a rap album?
I would. That's a good question. I would consider a rap album because at the core of Tyler's music is MCing, but he's so creative. Like he's a composer. You know what I mean? So it's a little different, but I feel like I was leaning towards a Doechii or a Kendrick, but it just doesn't have the same, like, I don't know. It just didn't resonate with me just as much. So I'm gonna put Cordae's album at the top.
For me, I'm going with the Metro albums. You know what I'm saying? I can't pick one. I love both of them. I think both of them are just masterpieces. I feel like it's just good music. And they have a couple of good artists on there, and it's just him and Future just kind of, they just it's Scotty and Pippen. Scotty Pippen, Mike and Pippen, you know what I'm saying? Kobe and Shaq. I mean, they know how to make great music. So I'm gonna go. I can't pick which one. We still don't trust you, or we don't trust you. I mean, I can't just pick one. So I'm gonna go with both of those.
And it's a clear pick for me. I'm gonna go first rendition. Yeah. I do not like the second one.
No? Nah?
It's crazy.
I'm with
No,
you,
really?
I feel like I don't know what it was.
There was a couple songs on the second one I liked, but I didn't like the majority.
It was almost like B-sides.
If I had to pick one, I would go with the first one. But but I don't know. I like both of them.
It's a really good album.
It is good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Man, this is hard. So I'm gonna go. I really liked Cole's album, so I'm gonna have to go between Might Delete Later or Crossroads. Crossroads. Yeah. I really did think Crossroads was a really complete album. I thought there was just a lot of thought provoking messaging in it. I liked it. I thought that it was dope. I thought it was produced well.
Yes.
I got to give honorable mention GNX, of course. Fire. I think that one's growing on me more. Like I said, it is very West Coast centered, so there's some songs on there that don't resonate with me the same way. But I think it's dope. And then I also Doechii and Vince Staples, man.
Vince Staples,
I like
bro,
both of those albums, man. Both of those albums too, man, were just dope. That's why I say I think this was a really great year for hip hop. Like, there was a lot of great projects out.
It has to be layered. That's for me, and it has to be like cohesive. Like that's my biggest critique. But like I like Glorilla's album. We reviewed that on the pod. I was just like, it's not really cohesive. So it has to be cohesive, but yet it has to be so varied and multi-layered that every song can't sound the same. Like Mixtape Pluto, I liked like songs on there, but I was like, is this just one long song? Like that was the part for me. So it has to.
I agree.
You know what I mean? It has to be multi-layered. I want a hit, a banger, but I also want a introspective track like a 06 Dreamin' on Cordae's album. You know what I mean? Where he's talking about his mom auditioning for American Idol, and like it's just so many layers. So storytelling is at the top, lyrically has to be there, and production, we know this. Like I got Travis Scott fans in here, so like the production it kind of carries his sound. Production is super important to me on anybody's project. So yeah, those are the top ones for me.
Yeah, I agree with Earl. Like for me, it just has to have a little bit of everything. Like, cause for me, if I feel like albums is a great album is a part of your life, and with life, you're never always happy. You're never always sad. You mean sometimes you just chilling. You need something smooth. You need something uplifting that's gonna get you going. Or you need something that's gonna mellow you out. Like you need a little bit of everything. So for me, that's what makes a great album for me. And that's why I went with that Future and Metro, because it has a little bit of everything for me in that album.
Because at the buffet, you don't just want the rolls, bro.
Right.
You want a little bit of something. Give me some salmon. Give me some, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's how I feel about same thing, man. I want to go on a journey. Like I should leave your album, and I should feel like I know something new about you. I've entered your world and different dynamics, and I feel like that's why I like Corday's album. I feel like I left it like, oh man, like I went through all these different stories with him and all these different components of his life, and I'm like, oh, this is dope. Like same thing with Doechie's album. You know what I mean? I had never heard of Doechii, but when I listened to it, I left it like, oh, okay, I get her. I understand her as an artist now. You know what I mean? The messaging resonated.
She brought you to her world,
right?
Like literally,
I entered her world. You know what I mean?
I ain't gonna lie. I gave Doechii's album one spin. I gotta go back. I'm not trying to hate. I'm not trying to hate.
Go back.
Before he get on me.
Hey, look, to be completely fair, and Earl knows this. It ain't a lot of women in hip hop I listen to.
Absolutely.
And it's just because it's not because like. It's really just, it's not because they're women. It's because the messaging doesn't necessarily resonate with my life. And I can't really rap along to it and feel some of the stuff that they're talking about because it doesn't relate to me. That's why I like Doechii's. That's why I love Rhapsody. You know what I mean? Because they're rapping stuff that I still relate to.
Right.
You know what I mean? I can hear Glorilla out, but I'm not.
I
don't resonate with what Glorilla. You know what I mean?
And I was talking to one of my female friends, not to cut you off, School. I was talking to one of my female friends, and she was just saying, like, yo, like a lot of these female rappers, it's not nothing that you would want your kids to listen to, nothing that would inspire the youth of, especially women, young women. Like, you know what I mean? Like when you listen to like these, these Cardi B's and these Gorillas and all that stuff, and their music is cool, but at the same time, what message are y'all giving the youth? You know what I'm saying? Like, what substance?
The same message that Future's giving.
I mean, I get it, but yeah.
To be fair, I mean, they're just doing a girl version of it.
I get it.
You know what I mean? So to me, I try not to be that hard and judge them. I think I judge them more harshly because we don't get their version of the J. Cole's and Kendrick's. We don't get their version of that in the mainstream.
Right.
We're only getting the ratchet ones are the only ones rising to the top.
Correct. So that's why people appreciate it, like a Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because she gave you
a
that.
Queen Latifah, MC Lion.
Right.
Yeah, because they're giving you a little bit of everything. Even Eve. Speaking of Philly, Eve, same thing. It's layered. You know what I mean? She got different types of songs.
Right. But I just feel like nowadays, all we get smacked with is just that.
Absolutely. And that's why I also I got to shout out Rhapsody's album was fire.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It was fire, dog.
Rhapsody's nice. Rhapsody can rap, you know what I mean?
But I just think at the same time, like people need to, I guess, as men per se, we would just need to take a deeper dive into that women's genre and see what else is out there besides the Sexy Reds, the Gorillas, and all, you know what I mean, the Cardi B's and all that. But
that's why I'm a big advocate for us promoting. So when there is a talented woman artist, the ones who we think are a better representation, we got to support those ones.
Absolutely. For sure.
That's why when I heard of Doechii, and I heard a clip of hers, it was a song she had called Nissan Ultimate, and she was spitting on it. And I was like, okay, I'm going to check out the album. We're going to review it. You know what I mean? Because I think it's like, we can't complain about what's out there if we're not going to support the other one. Like I said, Rhapsody's dope. She's been around for a minute, and people don't listen to her, though. But I feel like people don't prop her up in the same way.
And do you feel like that's certain, like, male artists, like, not their responsibility, but that's something that they should actually take, like, and actually try to do a lot more? Because the first time I heard Rhapsody was on To Pimp a Butterfly.
Facts.
Real talk.
But you know what? When you're looking at a lot of women in hip hop, their primary fan bases are women. So I think more women got to support a Rhapsody.
That's valid.
You know what I mean? Because you're never gonna have. It's not like you're gonna go to one of their concerts. It's gonna be all men there. You know what I mean?
Facts. Yeah.
So I think there also has to be more women who, because they're dictating right now which one of their artists is popping.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Correct. Yeah. Who's popular? Who's in?
Yeah, because when ain't none of us, we ain't streaming Sexy Red. Sexy Red and Ice Spice and none of them was on our top listen list.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're not listening to it. So
Unless y'all lying.
hey, listen, you know what?
Y'all.
I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. I saw Ice Spice on yours. I saw who was from I peeked over. I saw you trying to hide that.
But so yeah, man. So what's the expectation for 2025? What do you guys think?
This isn't realistic, but I want, because Schoolboy Q drop, Absol drop, Kendrick drop, SZA apparently is dropping soon. There's reports on that. I want to see a Black Hippie album. Like, I want to see J Rock then join forces with the original crew and drop a Black Hippie album. It's unrealistic. It probably won't happen, but that's my expectation. I'm trying to think of what artists like we need to listen to.
I need to fall off, man.
Oh yeah, that's long overdue.
Cole, go ahead, drop some heat. I think it's time. I think right now with him rolling out, his podcast and releasing all the mixtapes on streaming platforms, I think it's a good time. I think Cole should definitely drop something early next year. Yeah. I'm looking forward to his album. He has that's an artist who I'm looking forward to the next album.
Yeah, for sure. For me, shoot, I would love to. Man, this is my. I would love another Watch the Throne from Jay and Ye. Wow. I would love something like that. It's long overdue.
Yeah.
I would hope Future and Drake fix their relationship and drop another album. You mean, I felt like that was supposed to be an album, but Drake did it with 21. But for me, I would rather have Drake and Future drop an album. Definitely a Cole album. I would love that. Schoolboy Q.
Do you think that Ye has gone too far for Jay to associate himself with him in the business side?
I feel like,
because since Watch the Throne, I feel like Jay-Z's gone into so much other business stuff,
right?
And Kanye has went completely,
bonkers.
Bonkers is a word for it.
Yeah,
you said bonkers.
Honestly, yes and no, because I feel like as soon as Ye goes bonkers, he shows you a flash that the old Ye's somewhere in there.
Yeah.
He goes bonkers, he's about to release something.
Because you don't know, you don't know whether he's doing it because he's really bonkers or you doing it because it's a media play.
Is that his genius? I don't know at this point, bro.
Right.
He was extremely quiet during this election too.
Absolutely.
That seems intentional.
It could be maybe because he's gotten too much flack. Maybe he's trying to reinvent himself, or maybe he just wants to be left alone. It's kind of like, bro, I'm finding peace. I just want to be peace. I want to stay out of it, and you know what I mean. And maybe he's taking people's advice, kind of like, dog, just make music or fall back, do your fashion stuff, whatever. So it's kind of like for me when he goes bonkers, and then he'll show you flashes of the old Ye, and he's kind of like, it's somewhere in there. Even within the music.
Yeah.
Like, you listen to some of the album, and it's kind of like you hear some of the sample, and you hear some of the music, and it's kind of like, this is vintage Ye.
Facts.
And then he'll go off, and he'll start screaming in a song, and you're kind of like, all right, bro, I'm done. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let me tell you, Watch the Throne was the last album I bought a physical copy for. That was the last time I went to a store and bought a CD. Watch the Throne was dope, man.
I miss Tory. I'm not gonna lie. I miss Tory Lanez. I thoroughly enjoy Tory Lanez music. Even with the little snippets that he gives us while it's behind bars. That's just
I'm not gonna lie, man. That joint that he released when he was in jail, I can't remember the name of it, but it was hard. It was.
Yeah. Because for me, when it was like, he's making music behind bars. Last time I've heard someone make music behind bars, we heard Shine.
That was the worst.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought we was gonna get. So when I heard what I heard from Tory, I was just like,
Anybody who's ever worked with audio and did any audio editing, like to make a phone call sound like that,
that's what I got.
Nice. Dope collab, man.
Oh man, thank you, fellas, man.
Yeah.
We could go all night, man. We've been here since what? Y'all got here at 8 o'clock. It's midnight, bro, and we still going, man.
The podcast off camera was just as good as the podcast.
Right. Earl getting ready to fall asleep. He tired. He ready to go.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. You gave the best Drake arguments I've heard.
I wasn't even prepared. Next time I'm gonna come prepared. I'm gonna come ready for his ass. You know what I mean? So, but nah, man, I want to thank y'all.
Thank y'all, man. Y'all know we're an up and coming podcast, man.
Exactly.
So for y'all to collab with us is dope,
for sure, man.
Bro. All right, another one, man. 7 p.m. in Philly, rapping reason, man. We out. Episode 23.
All right, y'all.